Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your main man Steven back again to bring the semi-final predictions of the World Cup. It's a lit World Cup. 48 teams down to the last 4. Indeed, this is interesting. I got 3 out of 4 predictions right last time. Pretty good regardless. I went for a shock Norway that never happened, but I'm still okay with it because Haaland ghosted. I don't know how the English defenders kept him at bay, but he should have scored a hat-trick like I wanted, but no, it wasn't to be. Bellingham, savior of that English team yet again. He's better than Harry Kane on form, I think, in the last 2 games. But definitely, first up, we have France, my team France, and all my Frenchmen against the Spaniards of Spain. Indeed, front 4 of France versus Oyarzabal and Yamal, basically. And put Marino in there for Spain. And that's about all the attacking power they have. Compared to the 6 players I'll mention in this video for France. Of course, it's dictator Mbappe, along with Olise, who is the controller of this team, especially assist records. No goals yet. I hope he scores though. I want a Olise goal and I want a Doué goal. That never happened in this World Cup. But yeah, you have those 2 players, along with Dembele, Ballon d'Or winner, potentially again. And you have Bradley Barcola off the bench. I think for this one, I think Doué will start. I think Barcola will be off the bench. And you have Ryan Cherki, of course, who scored and assisted in the 5-4 loss against Spain. The only team that can push Spain to the limit, even at 5-1, was France, almost drawing the game and taking it to penalties or extra time against Spain in the 5-4 semi-final in the Nations League. That Spain didn't even win, which is disappointing, but definitely France on paper looked much better than Spain. I think Theo Hernandez should start this game ahead of Luca Digny. And even though Kone and Tchouameni doubtful, I think it should be Tchouameni and Conte that should come into the fold. I really want to see N'Golo Conte. Please, the Trumps. I pray, I beg that he plays. But definitely, yeah, that will be a much better DM battle against Pedri, Fabian Ruiz, Marino, and Rodri, indeed. And you have Zubimendi that's not even used. But definitely, Buena is not the right man. I think they should start full strength and bring Ferran Torres into the fold with Yamal and Oyarzabal. But definitely, Danny Olmo, I don't know if he should start. Maybe it should be Gavi, I don't know. But Cucurella definitely should stay. But he will have a very, very tough time against Mbappe or Dembele. And Pedro Porro should not start ahead of Llorente, in my opinion. Llorente is the better fullback. But he did good in the 5-4 against France in the last game, timeout. But I think it should be Llorente to cover for the pace of Mbappe or Doué on the left. But yeah, no Lenormand is a big blow for Spain. If you 2 players you want at the back, it's Laporte, former Frenchman, and Lenormand, former Frenchman as well. So definitely that will be a blow. But the Trumps have more favor. And another fun fact is that France with Mbappe has not lost a game all the way down to the wire in the penalty shootout the last time out. But Spain is very close to breaking Italy's unbeaten record of 37. So they're 36 at the moment. But I hope Rabiot don't go out and say something to Spain like the last time he did, like on screen. He said Yamal won't shine in that semi-final in the Euros, and he did shine and end up winning that whole thing. So keep your mouth quiet, Rabiot, please. I don't rate Rabiot in the first place. I just want him to keep quiet. But definitely Yamal is on point. Recent meetings has been favorable of Spain. 5 wins to France's 4, and a few draws. But definitely Spain are the favorable team. But France are the favorites, despite Spain being the favorable team. If you understand what I'm saying. But yes, they're not scared of France. That's what Yamal says. So, but Yamal yet to show his prowess with only 1 goal at this World Cup is disappointing from the 19-year-old. He just turned 19, I think, today. So definitely interesting, no doubt. But I think France will win this game. Some people say it's 3-1. That comfortable, I really want it as a French fan, of course. But I think it's a much more narrow game. Much more narrow game. I want to say 3-2, but I'm not confident in that prediction. So I went for a 2-1 win for France in extra time. I think it goes to extra time and France get the job done. But maybe regulation. We will see. But I go extra time. If I get this 2-1, just like I did with most of my 2-1s, like the Spain-Belgium game, for sure. Spain, like how they faced Belgium, they were very, very decent. 2 goalkeeper mistakes in the Belgium game as well, and Courtois had to go off injured, which is massive for Spain. And Marino, Super Marino, yet again. But definitely, I think Super Marino will score, or is it Ayazabal and Yamal? But I think Marino most likely, so I go Marino. But definitely I go Mbappe brace, but look out for Dembele and Doué and Olise to finally break the duck. But I go 2-1 France in extra time. France at this stage has more experience than Spain as of late. Spain last time doing it, 2010 with David Villa and Iniesta, Xavi. I'm probably Xabi Alonso in that team if I'm not mistaken. But definitely Spain have the better head-to-head, but that doesn't put any factor to France's World Cup pedigree. And yeah, France getting here made it difficult for themselves, beat Sweden with a 3-0 convincing fashion, to not letting Gyökeres and Isak score, or Elanga, and especially without Kulusevski, they were always lackluster. But on the other hand, you barely scrape past Paraguay in the round of 16, and that was very unconvincing in my opinion. Haram ball by Paraguay made a very defensive roadblock, and eventually it paid off, just like the PSG Arsenal game where they got a penalty and won the game. Just like how Dembele got the penalty in the PSG game and went to penalties, and PSG obviously prevailed, but that was not convincing. But convincing is that it's 3 clean sheets in the knockouts, which is amazing. No goals conceded, where Spain has conceded their first goal in the competition to Belgium. And Charles de Ketelaere should be a regular starter up top over Lukaku now, who's a super sub nowadays. But definitely Morocco was much more easier, despite Morocco saying that it was going to be much harder than 4 years ago, or it's 3.5 years ago when they lost to France, but it was not as bad as this time, despite the score being the same, and Dembele scoring, his wife's country, Morocco, but definitely that is very interesting, no doubt. But I go for a 2-1 win to France. I'm confident in this French team to make it three-peat final and potentially win it, On the other side of the bracket is England, making first semi-final since 2018, where they lost to Croatia. But and that was extra time, I'm pretty sure. So they face Argentina team who they beat 3 times in the World Cup prior, 2002 and the 80s or earlier than that. They beat them. Beckham had a penalty, one in 2002. They lost on penalty shootout back in the day as well. I think that was 1998. And the year France win the World Cup, we all know. And another one, the Hand of God by Maradona in the 2-1 win. But definitely, England head-to-head record is better than Argentina. Surprisingly, the world champions are down by head-to-head record. And not convincing as well. They're very unconvincing, this Argentina team, because Messi is carrying them. The only time he did not score was against Switzerland in extra time. Alvarez scored one of the goals of the tournament, along with Martinez, 21st minute. Basically the last kick of the game. But Switzerland were down to 10 men and they had to go to extra time. That's how good Switzerland is defensively. But Argentina just have that extra cutting edge in attack. Alvarez and Martinez. And a brilliant header by McAllister, just like he did against Real Madrid back in the day, beating Real Madrid. Beating Real Madrid twice, let's be honest, with Arne Slot. He has Madrid's number somehow, but basically saying it is good. It is very, very good. But I don't know. It's something with the refs and something fix it for Argentina that I say Argentina will repeat the final and repeat of last year's final against France and maybe win it, but yet to be seen. This might be the real test for Argentina. Have not faced a top anything above 16 team in the World Cup. Switzerland at 19, so FIFA ranking. So that was the real test for Argentina, but I think England will be a bigger test, especially with Bellingham in form and maybe David Beckham back in the stadium for England. And watching on them though, and Harry Kane, will he wake up from his hiatus or his siesta indeed? But I think he does. I think he might just do. But I go Bellingham brace though. 3-2 Argentina. I think Messi will show up with 1 or 2 goals. And Alvarez will show up again. And Lautaro Martinez will show up again when it's most needed. Just like a Di Maria, X factor for this Argentina team. Lautaro and Alvarez can be the X factor for Argentina, despite Messi being the main X factor. But yeah, I go 3-2 Argentina, just like Cape Verde, just like Egypt. And I won't be surprised if they go 2-0 and come back and win it. Not even surprised. If it goes to penalties, Emil Martinez will guarantee win the penalties over Pickford. No doubt about that. He's the penalty king in the world. He's number one. Second might be Mike Mignon. I have to say that because he did well in the last penalty shootout we were in against Croatia. And yeah, which was very surprising. And also Spain penalty shootout can be amazing with Unai Simon, but Raya might be the better one. I don't know. But yeah, 3-2 in favor of Argentina, and I have a repeat final, France-Argentina, and France to win it. So tell me your prediction in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, share the video, notification bell on the road to 300. Peace out. Steve Squad, signing out.